Hello, let's talk about week 8 math. We're still talking about tally charts, and let's see how we use tally charts. This is page 667 for those of you who may not have been able to get to it yesterday. So this is on your own, page 667 again. We are on problem number 4. Use the tally chart to complete the picture graph. Sometimes people use picture graphs to share data with other people, and it's just a fun way to demonstrate a collection of data and show it in a different way. So over here we have our tally chart, and we talked about tally charts last week. The directions say we're going to draw a smiley face for each child. Now last week each tally represented each child. This time we're going to put on a smiley face on this chart on this side to represent each child. So we have to take what we see on this favorite fruit tally chart and then transfer it to the picture graph. So we have fruit, apples. How many tally marks do we see, or how many children liked apples? 4. So we're going to draw 4 happy faces on this side. I'm just going to draw the circles real quick and then I'll fill in the face. That was pretty simple, right? For the plum, how many children like plums? That's right. Remember, each smiley face, and you always look for the key. The key is going to tell you what each smiley face stands for. Sometimes it might stand for 1, sometimes it might stand for 2. So it's always important to look at the key for a picture graph. Each smiley face stands for 1 child. So we have plums, 2 children like plums. Draw on 2 smiley faces onto your picture graph. How many children like bananas? Very good. You remember when we cross it right away, we know that this means that there are 5. You don't even have to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My faces are getting smaller and smaller. It's like I'm teaching kindergarten instead of 2nd grade here. How many children liked oranges? 3. Very good. 3 smiley faces go over here. Now that we've completed our picture graph, we are ready to check out what we have to do down below. Looking at number 5. How many children chose banana? You can still look over here on your tally chart if you want, or you can just look over here at your picture graph. For bananas, we just find the word banana, we go across, and how many children chose banana? That's right, there were 5 children. So we put 5. Number 6. How many fewer? When you see the word fewer, that means less. So not how many more, it's the opposite of how many more. It's how many fewer children chose plum than banana. This word's letting us know that we have to do some subtraction. So first we have to figure out how many children chose plum. 2 children chose plums. How many children chose bananas? We just saw that up here. 5 children chose bananas. So we have to take these 2 numbers and we're not adding them, we're subtracting them because we're looking to see how many fewer children. I want to show you the wrong way to write it. 2 minus 5. We cannot take a bigger number away from a smaller number, so this method right here would be incorrect. Instead, we should have 5 minus 2. How many fewer children chose plums than bananas? 5 minus 2, blank fewer children. Write your answer here on the line. You're comparing how many children preferred having a banana over a plum. Okay? I'll leave that blank for you to do. Number 7, how many children chose a fruit that was not a plum? Now this involves a little bit more steps. It involves several more steps. How many children chose a fruit that was not a plum? Well, first we look to see how many children did choose a plum. We have 2 children, I'm just putting 2 up here so I don't forget, that chose a plum. Now we have to figure out how many didn't choose a plum. So we use our chart. We have apples. We know 4 children chose apples. We know 5 children chose bananas. And we know 3 children chose oranges. We can't write down the 2 for plums because those 2 children chose a plum. So it says, how many children chose a fruit that was not a plum? We had 4, 5, and 3. What do you think we need to do with those numbers now? 4, 5, and 3. Think about it. You're right. We need to add them. So you're going to add 4 plus 5 plus 3. And then write it here. You're going to tell me how many children chose the other fruits but not a plum by adding up these numbers right here. When you're done, go down to number 8. Going deeper into the problem. Which 3 fruits were chosen by a total of 10 children? Which 3 fruits were chosen by a total of 10 children? So we know we have to pick 3 different fruits and they have to equal up to 10. So we have to play around with the numbers to see. I'm going to put a little cheat sheet down here so I don't have to keep sliding the paper back and forth. We know that there are 4 children who chose apples, 2 children that chose plums, 5 children that chose bananas, and 3 children that chose oranges. Now I'm going to play around with these numbers to try to figure out which 3 fruits were chosen by a total of 10 children. So this is just trial and error. You just have to keep picking different fruits to see. So let's say they chose apple, plums, and bananas. So I'm going to say apples. There are 4 apples. There's 2 plums, and there's 5 bananas. I need to add these numbers up. 4 plus 2 gives me 6. 6 plus 5 gives me 11. So it can't be apple, plums, and bananas because I know it needs to equal 10 children. Can't be that one. Not going to work. Now let me try another one. I'm going to try plums, bananas, and oranges. There's 2 plums, 5 bananas, and there are 3 oranges. Or I can try 3 oranges, 5 bananas, and 4 apples. I have to figure out which one's going to work. You're going to figure out which one makes sense. Juggle them around, figure out which one makes sense, and then select, and then write it over here. Oh, Miss Hill, the 3 fruits that were chosen was apple, plums, and bananas, if it equals 10 children. The 3 fruits that were chosen were orange, plums, and apples, if it fits. So keep playing around with the numbers to see what works for you. Okay? When you're done, this is your homework page. This is the page that I'll be checking to see for you to try on your own. Okay? Let's go back to finish this one though. So if I continue with this one, I said there were 3 oranges, 5 bananas, and 4 apples. 3 plus 5 gives me 8. 8 plus 4 gives me 12. Not going to work. Let's go back to this one. 2 plums, 5 bananas, 3 oranges. 2 plus 5 gives me 7. And then I have 7 plus 3. And that gives me 10. Ooh, 10 children. So my answer is going to be, where was the 2? Plums, or plum. 3 orange. And the 5 was the banana. Which 3 fruits were chosen? Plum, orange, banana, or plums. That's just driving me crazy not adding the S. Okay? Hopefully you came out with the same thing, or maybe you have a different combination. Nice job.